Hello. Today I'm dedicating this video to Ozzy Osbourne, who we lost on July 22nd of 2025, and to the Osbourne family. Grew up with Black Sabbath ever since I was 9 years old. Uh, Words can't express how much he meant to me. I had worked his tour in '01 and had seen Black Sabbath several times through the years. Seen Ozzy on his own, uh, with various artists opening up for him, Metallica, Rob Zombie, and others. He will be greatly missed. So, I guess to kick off the show, um, I would like to present this figure. This is Music Maniacs McFarlane Products. It's from the Ordinary Man album. It's Ozzy Osbourne. And he comes with his little cane and the mic stand and his bowler hat. I think it's really a neat figure. Um, with his wing back thrown. It's just unbelievable. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I remember exactly where I was when Elvis died or when Michael Jackson died, and you know when Leonard Skinner's plane crashed, when George Michael passed away. So many, Blind Melon, so many through the years. You remember where you were, of course. And Elvis hit me pretty hard. I was, an Elvis fan, Beatles fan, John Lennon too. Strange thing about John Lennon, uh, I was watching Monday Night Football. I was ironing clothes, getting my clothes ready for the week. And what's funny is, me and my girlfriend had tickets to a Broadway show that just happened to be playing in town at the time. And we had tickets for Tuesday night and Thursday night for two different shows. And I want to say it was the New England Patriots and the Miami Dolphins, I think, the Boston Patriots. So, but I'm ironing my clothes and I hear Howard Cosell come on and he's like, I'm sorry to report that ex-Beatle John Lennon has been fatally shot and is in serious condition and on his way to, I forget, Lincoln Hospital, whatever hospital it was in New York, Lincoln Memorial, or um, and I couldn't believe it. It was heartbreaking because I'm a huge Beatles fan, and like a lot of people, the tickets we had for the show on Tuesday, December 9th, and Thursday, December 11th, of all shows that were in town, was Beatlemania. And now it's called Rain. And of course, there wasn't a dry eye in the house that Tuesday night. It was opening night. And, but I remember, exactly where I was when John Lennon passed away and, unfortunately was killed. But there's a couple others I'd like to introduce. These aren't brand new figures, but they're figures that I had recently purchased and didn't get a chance to put on video. And here's another one. This one's Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, of course. Red, Fright, and Boo. She's got her red dress on. Pretty nice. She's got interchangeable faces and got her little candelabra, the skeletons, and it's a cute little figure. I believe NECA makes this one. Um, yeah, I think, yeah, it's NECA that makes this one. That's a pretty cool little figure right there. Looks a lot like her. I think they did a fantastic job. This one, uh, more recent. It's a retro 1989 Michael Keaton as Batman. I picked it up. I thought it looked pretty good. 7-inch figure. Um, it's got all his little accessories with him, the batarang and the uh, other various, you know, articles and weapons, the stars and things. And this is how the back of the box looks. Pretty nice, pretty cool. Like $30. But these toys, once you buy them, and you get them at a good price, the price goes up. It's a nice little investment. And here we have the new Superman 2025 David Cornsweat with Krypto, little Krypto, my favorite. Um, Cute little guy. I enjoyed the movie. I did. Uh, I heard various reviews on it, but I never take that to heart when it comes to reviews. There were movies that they killed the critics, that is, and ended up being great films. Uh, and this is the back. There's so many that the critics hated. Uh, you know how they are, Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that. They're not going to like stuff like that. Now, this one just came brand new. All I could say is, oh! May I present Tony Soprano? It's a brand new 12-inch figure. Tony Soprano uh, comes with uh, his 45. He comes with a gold watch, interchangeable hands. He comes with a whiskey glass. Comes with the stand. Comes with a cigar. Um, that's the little stand for it right there. So it's pretty cool. So, if you got the gabagool, over here. I had to throw that in. But yeah, I like it. It's a very good likeness of Tony Soprano. I thought they did a pretty decent job. So I'm sure there's going to be others to follow. But he looks good. He looks good. So that's Tony. And but getting back to Ozzy, um, when I worked his show, uh, one of the times in '01, he had signed some stuff, which I'm going to insert a video because I took a video of both the Rob Zombie and the um, Ozzy Osbourne figure earlier, and they were both autographed. I had them autographed to my two youngest daughters at the time, and Ozzy Osbourne signed it to Juliana and Natalie. Go crazy, Ozzy Osbourne, and Rob Zombie signed to Juliana and Natalie. Beast wishes, Rob Zombie. And what was funny, because it was right around Christmas when they performed that particular night that I got them to sign it. Usually towards the end of the tour, if I'm working on a movie or something, I'm not an autograph hound or anything like that, but if I get a chance to get things signed, I will. But I'll either wait till the last day, or if they're in the mood to do it, because I'm not going to bug them for it. um, a lot of them are more than happy to do it. Not so much. I love William Shatner. I love the guy. And I didn't know this at the time, and I had went to this convention, and he was there, and I had a bunch of old Star Trek comics, and I had bought his book, um, Star Trek Memories, and and I didn't read it yet. I should have, but anyway, eventually, after a few things went down, he ended up signing the comic books, and his his book, actually, his book was already autographed, so that was cool. I guess that's why I paid $150 for the book, because he was signing them. And but yeah, it was kind of funny the way it all went down. Um, he really didn't want to do it, but see, I didn't know. And what was strange was a few weeks later, he happened to be on Jay Leno. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, William Shatner's on, and I'm, you know, uh, watching it. And he mentions that he doesn't do autographs. I'm like, oh, crap. So I felt lucky, to get the autographs that I got. So that was fun. It was, if I go into the story of what happened, I don't want to incriminate myself too much, but all I could say is it was interesting, getting him to sign it. It's kind of funny. He did something uh, at his hotel as he's getting on the elevator when he was signing the stuff, because I ended up having to follow them to the hotel. Don't ask me why, because after the show that he was at, uh, I went around back, and his driver was there, and he asked what I was doing, and I told him, I said, yeah, I'd like to see if I can get this signed by Mr. Shatner. His driver tells me, well, wait and follow us to the hotel. I'm like, okay, you know, what if I didn't have a car? But I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I'll follow you. Well, look, they tried to lose me. They took off, and they started going down blocks. But what they didn't know is they tried losing me in a neighborhood that I was very familiar with. So they did get away. They did get away. And I'm like, oh man, I lost them. Oh well, you know what? No big deal. So then I saw his limousine again, and I got behind him. Well, I guess the driver didn't tell William Shatner that I was out there waiting for the autograph or whatever. And I guess William Shatner must have told the driver, hey man, the people that were following us, they're behind us again. So he gets to the hotel, and he gets out, and I get out, and I'm approaching him. And I'm like, Mr. Shatner, I said, can you sign these books, comic books for me? He starts like, I don't know, what word to use, kind of freaking out. And there was a lady that approached him around the same time. We were by the elevators, and she recognized him, and she had a real thick accent. And she's like, can I have your autograph too? Look, he started like freaking out. True story, man. True story. He's like, security, help. There's people around me. And I'm thinking to myself, and I told him this too. I said, there's people around you? I said, man, I just paid $150 for your book. I have these comic books. All I was asking for was an autograph. I said, man, you're Captain Kirk. You traveled the galaxy, and you're afraid of a couple of humans? Come on, you're going to sign this for me. Come on, man. So eventually he signed it. But I think about it, and I don't know why I thought of it, but I'm like, hey, man, you're Captain Kirk. You traveled the galaxy. But it was hilarious. But hey, I give them all, the privacy and respect due, because I know how hard they work. And if I would have known that he didn't do autographs, and I honestly did not know, I would have never approached him. Never. I mean, I just would never do it. But anyway, it's that gosh, that was back in 95, maybe, I think, somewhere around that time. Yeah, it was fun. But anyway, so I just wanted to present these few little figures, and Tony Soprano, and of course Ozzy. I'm gonna miss him a lot. We're all gonna miss him. He was great. I remember when I saw uh, my second concert, well, my second Black Sabbath concert in '76 for the Technical Ecstasy tour. Um, we were checking in the Holiday Inn. It was downtown Houston at the because they were playing at the Sam Houston Coliseum. Boston opened up for them, and we're at the front desk. It was me, my older sister, and a friend of mine. And make a long story short, one of their people were checking them into the hotel, and we ended up getting backstage passes. They were kind of digging on my sister, so we ended up getting backstage passes. Um, got to see the show from a great angle, got all kind of stuff signed. I got the Technical Ecstasy concert program signed. I had, bought the shirt and all, and he was such a great guy. And Tony Iommi and Terry Butler, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward, they couldn't have been nicer. And but I saw them again. Well, for the first time, I saw them when I was 9 years old. My first concert was the Osmond Brothers and the Jackson Five. My second concert was Black Sabbath and C Train. It was the Master of Reality tour. I think I mentioned that in a previous video, but and I saw him for the reunion tour, and I saw him a few other times without Ozzy, and I've seen, like I said, Ozzy many many times during his solo career, but I'm gonna miss him a lot, and I want to dedicate this video for whoever is out there and whoever sees this. Um, keep him in your prayers. He was a good guy. He wasn't a monster. He wasn't a demon or anything like that. I have seen him with my own eyes pray before he goes on stage. I've seen him make the sign of the cross before he goes on stage. And growing up, we all used to be so confused why they said that Black Sabbath was a demonic band and all, and we're listening to stuff like After Forever, and Spiral City Architect, and other songs that they did that referenced spirituality, and the dangers of evil and stuff like that. And we just didn't get it. We couldn't understand where people and critics were coming from. And radio play, never, never. I never heard them on the radio but a couple of times, and it was late at night, and the only song they would play would be either Iron Man or Paranoid. And they didn't start playing that until later on, but they would only play it late at night. And but yeah, it's a shame that because they were so talented, and they didn't, in the early days, didn't get the recognition that they so deserved. So deserved. I love Robin Trower. I love Jimmy Page and Eddie Van Halen, and so many great guitarists out there. Uh, so many. I mean, Eric Clapton. I can go on and on. You know, Roger Waters. So many. Uh, David Gilmour. All these great guitarists. Sorry, to me, there's no one like Tony Iommi. It's just my opinion. That sound always reminded me in the early days of Black Sabbath. Um, the Paranoid album, the first album, uh, those two albums in particular, the first and second album, he that sound, the sound of his guitar reminded me of the sting of a hornet, if that makes sense. And if you go back and listen to it, it almost sounds like if a hornet sting had a sound, it was that guitar during uh, like Rat Salad and Warning on the first album and a couple others. I mean, it had such a great sound. I loved Tony Iommi's work. Still do, of course. But I just wanted to say that, and I want to thank you for viewing my video, and click subscribe and hit the like button if you can. And I'll have more coming back if people want to see more videos. I have a lot of things to display and talk about. So I want to bid you a good night and have fun. Now this is another one that I had autographed by Ozzy Osbourne when I worked Ozzy and Rob Zombie, and I had it autographed to my daughters when they were small. And it says, you know, to my daughters, go crazy, Ozzy Osbourne. You can kind of see right there. That was in 2001. And this one is from Rob Zombie. I got that one autographed from Rob Zombie. It says, you know, to my daughters, beast wishes, Rob Zombie. It was a great time. It was a great time. I'm going to be displaying another Ozzy Osbourne figure in just a minute.